What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Ethereum today, ETH, USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 12th day of October today, and here we are sitting at about $3,820. We got 9 hours, 47 minutes left in this day, in this week. We're on the weekly time frame here. We're resting right on top of our prior areas of consolidation, and I think Ethereum looks immaculate right here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but what a fortuitous moment it is to be able to buy more Ethereum below $4,000. It's really spectacular. I think this thing has a lot of potential to grow. It's at a very massive discount right now, and I do believe we're going to snap back up to prices that are well above $4,000 like that, probably sometime over the coming days. I wouldn't be surprised at all if by the end of next week, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a bullish engulfing candle next week where we closed above the open. If not, certainly something that's at about like 4,300, 4,400. I'm expecting some massive volatility over the coming days here. But let's get into the short term. We'll come back out to the weekly time frame. Very bullish on Ethereum, very bullish on the markets as a whole. Okay. Not worried about this at all. It's completely possible. And before we get started, I do want to say it is completely possible that we still go lower. I doubt that we go below this low, but we could still go lower. We could go below $3,600 again. However, I think, it's the end of the week. It's the weekend right now. It's Sunday. I think that a lot of the fears have been realized. Anybody who's wanted to sell is probably sold by now. And anybody who's wanted to buy is probably bought by now. So I think we're just waiting on the stock market to open up. Perhaps when the stock market opens up, we'll get a little bit of a sell-off. Perhaps. We'll probably just move sideways going into it. And then after the stock market opens, I think we're going to rally. I really do think we're just going to snap back to where this drop happened all the way back at $4,400 there. I think we're going to snap back like that on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, one of those days there. I'm thinking it'll be Monday, but time will tell. Maybe Monday's a red day, and then Tuesday, Wednesdays are green days. But again, I don't believe we go below this low. Looking at the 1 hour time frame here, the RSI has broken out of its downtrend. Can you see it, right? Downtrend here. You've got lower lows and lower highs in the RSI. Typically, you end your downtrends in the oversold zone with bullish divergence, of which you had like double bullish divergence there. So fantastic, looks great. Now you're actually kind of forming an uptrend, aren't you? Higher lows and higher highs. Getting above these areas that you found resistance at prior and finding support now instead at that area at the 50. Looking good structurally speaking. Continue. You're on the 1 hour time frame though. It's not that significant. It's not that significant, right? When you get overbought, if you get overbought, you probably will move back up to about $4,000. I wouldn't be surprised, right? Do you break through right there? Are you breaking free, or do you find a little bit of resistance, come back down, find support, and then again on Monday, that's whenever we really make the rally. I don't know. But right now, 1 hour time frame looks good, honestly. Stochastics look good, and the MACD looks good. All good. That's great. Love to see it. Just continue. Don't stop here, because if you stop here, you probably do go below $3,600 again. I doubt we go below 35 though. 4 hour time frame, we do have bullish divergence. This is something that we were calling for back here, right? I was saying the exact words that I've been saying today, even for a lot of different cryptos, is that this move is not done. We're probably not going to go below this low, but we probably do consolidate and go lower, right? And we did. And what we did was exactly what I was thinking is that we formed bullish divergence on the 4 hour time frame here, the 4 hour RSI. We formed bullish divergence. Downtrends typically end in the oversold zone with bullish divergence, right? That's how we knew to look for that. So we had that there, higher lows. Again, if we get a lower low on a closing basis, there is a scenario where we don't get a lower low on the price, but we get a lower low on the closing basis. Like we could close just below, get some triple or double bullish divergence while maintaining higher lows overall. That's a powerful mix right there, actually. Higher lows with double bullish divergence. Stochastics look good. They look like they want to come up, and the MACD is about to cross green. I don't typically like it when you find a low and you just have a shaving off of this bearish momentum and there's no bearish momentum building to give you a higher low to build off of. Let me explain what I mean here, right? So, and it happens. It happened right there. But typically, you'd expect to get a deep red and then a deep red here, and it's like a higher low while promoting lower lows in the price to give you some bullish divergence. Then you cross green, then you move up, right? I don't like it when there's no deep red. It's just deep red and then light red all the way through, and then we move up. I don't like that normally, but just because I don't like it doesn't mean it can't be beneficial. I mean, here, for example, you had a deep red, you crossed green, and look at what happened. Look what happened. Nothing. Nothing happened. So what'd you do? You went lower. Then you got your deep red again, and you had a higher low here. That was your low. That's when you moved up. So I'm just implying the same thing. If we cross green here, it might provide a nothing. We move up like here, whatever, but then inevitably we come back down. we get that lower low right here, maybe not lower than this low, and then we build that deeper red on the histogram, again, getting a higher low here, bullish divergence building, and then we move up. Just a thought. And that, again, the reason why I don't like that we don't have a deep red look here, it's just this lighter red color. It's the convergence of these oscillators, not the divergence of these oscillators. It just makes me think that any move up that we see here will probably get given back. But I hope I'm wrong. If we get above 4,000, if we close like above, let's say $4,100 on a 4-hour time frame, I'm wrong. We're just moving up higher. And I do expect, regardless of anything that I've just said now, I do expect that when we move higher, we're going to teleport all the way back up to $4,400. It's going to look just like it did on the way down. We're going to come back up. It's going to be Bart-esque. That's my expectation. If you don't know what I mean by Bart patterns are like where you move down like this, kind of move sideways, right? And then you come back up. It's like a Bart Simpson head. I'm not drawing it properly, right? Like that, right? It's like a Bart Simpson pattern. Typically, they happen with low volume, low liquidity, typically. And it is the weekend where we have low volume, lower liquidity. Looking at the 4-hour, I'm just, the one thing holding me back is the MACD. The RSI and the stochastics look bullish. I'd have no problem calling for higher prices right now, but the MACD is the one thing holding me back. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I am thinking we move up, but don't get too excited. We might move back down. Maybe it'll be a higher low. Maybe it'll be a slightly lower low, whatever it is. I assume that on Monday or Tuesday, it'll get resolved, and we'll probably be moving up going into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Should be. I would very much expect that within the next 3 days, we see Ethereum back above $4,400 within the next 3 days. And if not within the next 3 days, then maybe tomorrow. But certainly within the next 3 days. That's my expectation. Daily time frame here. We do have higher lows in the price, right? Higher lows right here, bouncing right off the oversold zone. That's such a powerful signal, my friends. That is bullish divergence and a half right there. Very powerful signal. 9 hours, 40 minutes left in the day. It's only confirmed if today closes green. Then we get the bullish divergence. And that divergence is only good for a move that's that's just above $3,900 there. So we're probably not going to move up too much from that. Or it could, it could be the signal. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm actually curious to see, because I have to be honest, that's a very powerful signal right there, bouncing off the oversold zone like that with bullish divergence. It's a very powerful signal. I'm curious to see what happens. Is it just a no-nothing move and then we come back down and then we move up? Or is this the catalyst we need and we're just going to rip right now? Maybe I should have said instead of $4,400 by Monday or by the next 3 days, maybe we'll be at new all-time highs in the next 3 days. I really do think that Ethereum can snap back faster and see new all-time highs than Bitcoin. I would expect that Ethereum sees new all-time highs before Bitcoin. That is my thought here. And in that, we might see altcoins start to rally a little bit more ahead of Bitcoin as well. Stochastics, you're right at an area where it's great to bounce as well, right off the oversold zone there. And the MACD is just neutral. It's kind of irrelevant because we've been moving sideways. It's less respected, so I don't really care. Weekly time frame here, holding support at prior resistance, holding support in this area, consolidating right at your all-time high area. This is the worst that you've got right now is a 15% drop in a week, but man, I'm telling you, you've got better things ahead of you. If we're looking at last cycle's high to the bear market low, the statistical probability of this cycle being over, it's very unlikely. We're likely about to see a move all the way up to $7,700. Again, I like to compare what we're doing here with what we did back here. Look at this. Isn't it the same? Doesn't it look like the exact same? Look at what we did here, guys. It looks the exact same. To the low, that was 6 weeks. To the low, we're on our 7th week here from like the beginning of this consolidation. I don't know. I feel like they look the exact same. They really do. Of course, this one's a little bit bigger, but they really do look the exact same. Looking at this here, as far as price action goes, my thoughts are that our next movement up is going to take us to $8,000. We're going to move up to 8,000. In reference to this whole move, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-legged move coming our way. Typically, and if you're looking at this, if you're observing this, typically the third leg is the biggest leg, and that's this leg here. Typically. The first leg is typically the smallest leg. The fifth leg can be bigger than the third leg, but typically the third leg is bigger. but it happens often enough where the fifth leg is bigger. So in that case, if we take this third leg here, we imagine we found our low recently, right? I delete this diagram that I've drawn for us. This is the length of the third leg here. We put it at the low, assuming that that's the base of the fourth leg. We're moving up now in our fifth leg. Assuming that the third leg is the biggest leg and the fifth leg is smaller, or maybe of equivalent size, we should see something around $8,000, but probably not above $8,500, okay? That's my thoughts. So 7,700, 7,800 at a minimum, 8,500 at a maximum. And if I'm wrong, then we're only going higher. We'll see a $10,000 price by the end of this next movement, which really could happen by the end of the year. I really do think that Ethereum will be at $10,000 by the end of this year. I think we'll see an $8,000 price going into November here. Probably not by the end of October, but we should be breaking out to new all-time highs by the end of October. That'd be my expectation. We could be at new all-time highs as early as the end of this next week, right? We've got a week. We're on the weekly time frame here. We've got 9 hours, 36 minutes left in this week now. We got a full week ahead of us. It could be that by the end of next week, we're at new all-time highs. If not, maybe by the, but I would definitely assume that by the end of the month of October, we would be. Overall, weekly time frame looks great. We're actually at an immaculate area to bounce. I hope that in the next 9 hours, 36 minutes, we don't move too far up or down, because I think bouncing right off the 50 would be perfect. The stochastics, while they are weak, while they're coming down as well, you're right at the 50, you're right at areas that you bounced from before back here. It's actually pretty common to bounce right here, so I think that that's fine. And the MACD touching the oscillators together like this, having this kind of tip touching is actually very beneficial. I would think that we find support here and that we move up higher. Typically in bullish scenarios, you get this where the oscillators kind of touch and then they move up. They touch and then they move up. They touch and they move up. In these bullish trends, it's actually a very common thing to do. It's a very powerful signal. So the fact that we're here, we're up, we're well above the zero line. Histogram's good. There's no bearish divergence or nothing like that. This is our first kind of attempt to cross. I don't think we'll cross. I think we'll uphold it. And with that, we'll probably see a very bullish week next week. That's my expectation. I got nothing else for you. The main question that people should be asking right now, if you're thinking, well, should I buy Ethereum now? Should I wait? What does this mean for the rest of the market? The question you should be asking is genuinely, what does this mean for the rest of the market, right? As great as it is that Ethereum is moving up, the question should be, well, if Ethereum's moving up, if it's going to see new all-time highs by the end of this month, what does that mean for altcoins? Right? Good things are coming. You just got to be patient. Pick whatever it is you want. Pick your whole array of cryptos, because everything right now is on discount, you guys. You couldn't ask for a better situation. I hope that everybody's getting paid. I hope that on Friday this week, when people receive their paychecks, that the markets are still stalling and not moving anywhere. Everything's on discount, man. But I'm assuming that that these prices will not last long, and probably as early as tomorrow, we will get a dramatic snapback to regular prices. Why can't I talk? We're going to snap back to regular prices. To regularity, I think is what I was trying to say. Anyways, I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye.